Alexis Campos, and I will be briefly touching on the fact how the obsession of being perfect can really cause an individual to develop body dysmorphia over time. So, in this article we read in class called The Body Ritual Among the Nosarima by Horace Minor, the author goes and takes American culture and words it in such a way that it can be seen as this crazy cult that performs these procedures, these rituals of magic, and it could just be seen very weird if you didn't know if it was about American culture. Personally, when I first read this article, I really did not think it was about American culture at all. I really thought that it was about this tribe from this country that just did these rituals just to be closer to maybe a spiritual being or something. But little did I know that it was actually about American culture. What really stuck out to me was that in the article it says that the medicine man will perform these body modifications and these procedures and these rituals that will allow somebody to be a more aesthetically pleasing to the eye. Again, I did not know that this was about American culture until I reread it and I saw that the Nosarima tribe resides between Canada and Mexico, which would be the United States of America. So in American culture, it's very common for people to have certain beauty standards and want to follow them, which can cause the obsession of being perfect. A good example of this would be how about 20 years ago the body standard was to be more slim and more of a bony figure, which many would call the heroin chic back in the early 90s, 2000s. It was very common for people to want to be very slim and be perceived as a heroin addict, and that was very popular. People loved that body type. People would do all these procedures in order to be more slim. 20 years later, now in 2023, it is very common for people to want to be in a more curvier body type. So there are these beauty influencers, role models such as Kim Kardashian and many other influencers that have more of a curvier body type, and people tend to see that as more socially acceptable and see that as beautiful, and they want to achieve that. That can really cause somebody to develop body dysmorphia, because body dysmorphia is when it's actually a mental health disorder that causes somebody to think about their body and how others view their body. This can really have an individual feel as if they're not enough in their body. They constantly need to do all these body modifications such as BBL, possibly even removing a rib, getting Botox, all this stuff, to be seen as beautiful in society. So the obsession of being perfect really has not benefited American culture at all, because it can cause somebody to develop body dysmorphia, and it can have people become anorexic and do these crazy procedures that sometimes can be very, very dangerous and put somebody's life at risk. In this article, the beauty industry's influence on women in society by Marie Ann Britton, she goes on to say that there's these adornments such as clothing, makeup, Botox, all these procedures that can make somebody feel more attractive and make them feel more comfortable in their body. And those who are more prone to use all of those stuff, makeup, body modifications, clothing, jewelry, all that good stuff, those who are more prone to use all that tend to see themselves as more ugly and see themselves as very unattractive. And those who find themselves to be very unattractive tend to do all of this in order to perceive that perfect body, that perfect aesthetically pleasing, socially acceptable body or face, whatever it may be. It ties into the Nosarama tribe because, again, the medicine man will perform all these procedures, and the medicine man for this situation would be doctors, surgeons, all of these people that are qualified to do all of these procedures.